The beep, 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 beep. I need to add that, bro.
Man, what?
Man, what? Clap it up, man. Episode 5. Let's get it. With the Billionaire Brothers, yours truly.
We back.
Joshua, aka Jelly B. We got Mung
Mr.
and Marcelo. You
Mung.
feel me? MJM. You feel me? See what I'm saying?
What is going on, y'all? It is that guy Trey back in the building, and yeah, man, I'm excited for today.
Let's get it. What we talking about today, boys?
Today we are going to be talking about the Puppet Masters.
Oh, shoot, wrong one. Wait, that one.
The Puppet Masters.
Scary.
Let's get it, man. So, what is a puppet master? What is your view on a puppet master?
I'll go first.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So what's called a puppet master for me means, someone or like a person or a group that like secretly controls like people, basically.
Give us an example.
So, example. Let's say like the really like wealthy people, like Jeff Bezos.
Think he's a puppet master?
Yeah, cause like, bro, he controls like what you want, like what you see, like the products, what makes your eye attracted to it, like they know everything, bro.
That's true. Dang, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
I was thinking like puppet masters. Of course, I'm not gonna say their name, but y'all know who. The Red Vest.
The Red Vest.
Red Vest.
They're definitely a form of puppet masters, I think, in the world that we live in day to day.
Yeah, and I even feel like too. Not even all the Red Vests. Like there's certain ones. Like you got like the 2 top dogs or whatever. It's like they're kind of controlling the Red Vest that's under them to tell us what to do. Like they just stay in the office and then they're like, all right, go tell them to blah 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 blah. So yeah. That was my view on the puppet masters. I mean,
yeah, there is for sure. There's different type of puppet masters, like different forms of puppet masters. There's like, well, I feel like really wealthy people. It's called. It's easy for them to control the very, I guess, poor people.
Yeah, and also another thing too, bro. The puppet masters, like some people look at like sports, like professional sports,
what do
like
you know
the
that?
NBA, NFL, because like a lot of people say it's rigged and it's like scripted pretty much, and even like WWE, what's the other one, AEW or something like that, and they kind of look at that as like they're puppets, like the wrestlers are puppets, and you got the big billionaire at the top, the owner, the whole whatever organization.
It's rigged.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I hate to look at it like that because I love NFL and NBA, but yeah, fam.
Damn, so you're telling me what's called before they even start the game, they already know who's gonna win?
Some people like to believe that.
Oh, okay.
But us is like the regular everyday American, like we don't really think about that side of it. But a lot of people think like you see certain videos and it's like, okay, football for an example, like I've seen some videos where it's like, okay, the person's running like this and there's 2 defenders right here. Okay, why didn't they make the tackle? Why did they just like 2-hand touch or something like that and let them get the touchdown? You know what I'm saying? Like, was that rigged or was it like, you know what I'm saying? And then that also goes into like sports betting, because some people are like, okay, the team's supposed to have this many touchdowns or win by this much, but the referees may not let them, blah blah blah. It's all conspiracies and all that, but yeah, puppet masters, bro. You got the ones that work. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Oh well, the ones that work. Sports, like entertainment, stuff like that, and then how you said like Jeff Bezos,
the higher ups, like the 1% people, bro.
Yeah,
I feel like they're the really big, they're like the real puppet masters that they control what you do, they control what you basically like, like they just know a lot about like because they've done research, bro. Like they have the money to put like research into people, to see what attracts them, what's not, what's good for them,
Man, money brings a lot of power too, though. That's probably why they like put, because they know like, okay,
very
I have
easy to control people with money.
10 billion or like what's Jeff Bezos' net worth, like 200-something billion?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's in the billions.
Yeah,
though, that's for sure.
Elon Musk 300-something billion. It's like, okay, I know I can control half the population or like a certain percentage of the population or whatever.
And that's why I think he bought Twitter because like Twitter is like a media where like you can share your thoughts and everything, right?
Yeah.
And you can censor stuff. Like Twitter is very popular for
for sure.
To just interact with people, like look at the news and everything.
Yeah. And even like now that you brought Twitter up, you even look at like Instagram, you look at Facebook, you look at I would say Snapchat too. Like all the social media platforms, like all them, like pretty much freaking.
Especially Instagram, bro. I think it got worse a little bit.
Think so?
Yeah. Just
How?
I mean, like, of like how I guess you see like your perspective and how it damages your brain. Like I am 100% sure, bro. Like the higher ups at the or like the person that owns Instagrams, bro, knows that I guess it's bad for you, but they'll still give it to you.
Yeah. Kind of like the news too, bro. They only feed you certain information like that's gonna keep you entertained or keep you like on the edge of your seat, like what's happening next, and like you feel me? Just like movies, like all that. So it's all. Dang, I didn't even think about it like that either.
Yeah, bro.
Everybody's a puppet master. It's crazy.
Yeah, you got the managers on top, but the thing is, the manager is getting controlled by another manager.
Right, and they're getting controlled by their boss, and it goes all the way up to the top.
It goes back up to Jeff Bezos.
Dang. So back to the social media thing you were bringing up. So like, do you recommend people like to just get completely off, or like maybe they can get on, but like maybe just on for like 30 minutes a day
not
or an
really.
hour?
Just because like you're always gonna, bro. It doesn't matter if you don't do social media, bro. They are puppet masters. They're always gonna be puppet masters. They already created the system for us.
The algorithm.
Yeah, the algorithm, everything, just in life, bro. Not even just social media.
All right, hold on. I want to intervene. I'm so sorry. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. I got my first junk calling job coming.
Congrats,
so,
bro.
So just sent the lady the quote, waiting for her response.
500.
Hopefully she'll come through with it, and we will be on our way. Okay, so have you guys already answered what are puppet masters and what is the Matrix?
Yeah,
Matrix.
the Matrix. No, not
Yeah,
yet.
we were just talking about puppet masters.
I'll go
Alright,
first
so
with the Matrix.
Go ahead.
But yeah, so the Matrix, to me personally, is like the Matrix is like a system that the puppet masters created. It can like they basically like created, I guess, the first time you were born or something. To where they basically set your whole life up. School and everything, but school, college, your degrees, what you want to do.
So the Matrix is basically just a system that you live within that has certain rules and regulations that controls every aspect of your life.
Yes, and it limits
the decisions that you're able to make.
Yes, it limits you from like your your wealth and everything. But like sometimes it's not bad, It's just it makes it harder, I guess. If you're average, like it's gonna be very hard for you.
And it's difficult on both ends. I'll say like as far as like you're in it and you're trying to get out. That's another hard thing. And then the other side, the flip side of that is you don't know you're in the Matrix, and it's like you're just waking up every day. You wake up, go to the bathroom, put your clothes on, go to work, get off of work, go to bed, or eat dinner first. Go to bed, wake up, do it all over again tomorrow. So it's kind of like that's my view on it. But you didn't talk about puppet master, so go ahead and give your view or perspective, definition, whatever on puppet master.
Fuck the puppet masters.
In any aspect.
So what are puppet masters? I mean, like I said with the Matrix, I think it's just the puppet masters are just the people who control the Matrix that set all these systems in place, which can regulate your life or limit certain aspects of your life and how you want to get into it. Can you cut that thing off?
Yeah, I'm gonna cut off. Yeah, my bad. I was hoping to.
Yeah, that's it. That's it for me.
For sure. Yeah. We started talking about the puppet masters Matrix. Like I said, there's two sides of it. Whether you know you're in it or you're trying to get out, or you don't know you're in it, and then you're just stuck forever. And you think that's just how it's just how things supposed to be. You're supposed to blah blah blah. Go to school for 12, 13 years. I guess you count kindergarten 13 years, and then when you graduate high school, you go to college, you go get a degree, you go get a job.
Wake up!
Literally, man, wake up!
Yeah, so it's like,
fucking screaming.
And that's the Matrix right there. You feel me? A part of the Matrix.
Time to wake up, guys. Time to wake up. Time to get to the bread, the cheddar, the cheese.
Yes, sir.
Time to
But
get
wait.
to it.
If everybody's trying to get the bread and trying to start their own business, who's gonna be the customers?
What do you mean?
If everybody's trying to sell something, everybody's trying to sell something, and nobody's buying anything.
Nobody's selling the same thing, right?
You're not wrong.
Well, clothing brands. There's a lot of clothing brands out there.
Everybody, but there's people like me that I have no ambition and no plans to ever start a clothing brand.
Yeah, that's why that's why it's like good for you to like I guess do business.
So even if there's a million people selling clothes, I mean, like I'm never gonna be one of those million people. So no, I don't think so. I think there's enough money out here in the world, and I think the reality of it is that there's a lot of people who don't want the hassle of running a business. So there's always going to be people who want to be employees, who have to be employees.
They don't have to think about that extra side or the flip side of it of like, okay, well, if I run a business, I got to do this and I got to get this, I got to have this.
People are lazy.
Yeah.
People are lazy.
Wait, so I have a question for you guys.
What up?
So do you think, like, so for me, right, I was on a third world country. So do you guys think that, I guess, you know, let's say I'm back in my hometown, right? And there's nothing for me to do, like no resources, like, you know, Wi-Fi, there's like, and I basically like less opportunity here in America. So do you think that's the puppet master's plan, or like what
to suppress third world countries?
Yeah,
I mean, maybe in some cases we see that, but I think in most cases no. I mean, I think your own country has its own puppet masters.
Oh yeah,
within it. But which really just comes down to like, is it like, how do they run the country? Is it like, you know, what is that called when it's just one type of person? Like Kim Jong-un,
dictatorship.
Yeah, like a dictatorship or like whatever the case is. So in that case, like that's your puppet master.
Yeah,
this one fat rich guy who just controls all the resources and everything, every aspect of what you do. But it's the same thing. It's just your own version of the matrix that you live in. Just we live in America, and like ours is just a lot more complex. I feel like.
Yeah,
100% agree.
For sure.
Because it's a lot more shady. You know, you look at like Kim Jong-un or whatever, like you see what you get, right? Like the dude, obviously, like he just controls every aspect, everything. Where with us, we're like
college,
we're like given
school.
a little bit of freedom, but at the same time, it's
not.
like you're not. You're like pointed to go a certain direction, and if you go against the grain of that direction, like somebody like me, like dropped out of college or whatever the case is, then it's like you get looked down upon or told
Parents,
like you're
family
getting told
members.
you're going the wrong way.
Shout out to the college dropouts. I'm one of them.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, I lost my train of thought where I was going with that.
So okay, let's not spend too much time. So we did, that's the puppet masters and that's the matrix. Okay, first thing I want to talk about, very controversial. You ready?
Yes.
Okay.
I want to know what we are thinking about Andrew Tate. I said it, we're gonna get demonetized. What about Andrew Tate? And you know, he said something about, you know, his thing with the whole matrix is he says you get 3 lives. So the first one, they basically like warn you, you know, try to get you to calm down. The second one, they will like pin something that's not real and like try to fabricate something to make you like to destroy your image, or, you know, get you like off the platforms and so that people look at you differently. And if you still live, then they kill you. So that's the 3 lives he says that you get in this world.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think about Andrew Tate and you know, his whole thing about how they tried to suppress men and you know, how can I say this? Yeah, I mean, just really everything he stands for. Yeah.
I would say, I'll let you go, Mom.
Yeah.
I would say I'm bringing the perspective.
Fanboy.
Yeah, I mean, bro,
I'm
not gonna lie to you guys. Like, I love Andrew Tate's. You know, when every time like he tries to like, I guess, motivate young people, like young men like us. But you know, what's called, sometimes he does have those crazy moments where he does, you know, say some wild shit. But that's just, I feel like that's just a character. And what's called, his 3 lives, bro. Like, first is like you get banned off everything, right? So like you don't have any presence. Number 2 is like you go to jail, which he is right now, guys. He's going to jail.
And do you think what do you think about his charges that are pinned against him? Do you think it's legit?
Bro,
or what do you think?
Right now, I know the court still, like, the case is still going on, but like, dude, there's like no evidence.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
bro,
what you think.
That's what I think.
That's what you've been told.
No, bro. Like, go to the Romanian freaking case or something, bro. Like, I swear to God.
I don't
Like
know.
a lawyer, bro.
I don't know, man.
Like, how about the lawyer then? How about the lawyers?
Bro, you have to understand, these are people who are paid
To manipulate and like
to paint. Like, he's paying. These people are getting paid probably millions of dollars to protect his image.
Okay.
This was my point. We and him had a side conversation which we shouldn't have had. We should have saved it for this podcast.
Nah, bro, I got more.
But you have to imagine, bro. He has a whole like, you know, PR team that they're going to any type of way that they can try to make it to where his image stays like is sustained. They're like, that's why those people are there. That's why they're in place. So quickly, because that's what I'm telling you, bro. Like, they know that people are simple minded. The average person who is looking into this is simple-minded, or they don't care enough to really investigate it or have the knowledge to realize that just because some guy in a fucking vest comes out and says this is what it is does not necessarily mean that this is what it is.
All right, then I'm still gonna stand firm, and I feel like he's innocent for sure, and I can't wait until the day that comes. But yeah, I want to say, bro, before I get off topic. No,
You forgot it.
This man froze.
oh my god, I literally forgot. What? No. So, yeah, I forgot, guys.
Yeah, he forgot it. I know be having me all the time, but for me, like, I bring the perspective, like, because I don't really know Andrew Tate like that. Like, I didn't hear about him till maybe like, I say like a month or two ago.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, I'm like, just like everybody else, like the viewers on the outside looking in, they may not even know him, or some may do, or whatever.
He's a good guy.
But see, that's what
You
you're
don't
telling
know
me.
that.
Yeah, I don't know that.
You don't even know that. He doesn't know that.
Bro, okay, now, okay, it came back to me, bro. It just doesn't make sense, guys. It literally doesn't make sense.
What doesn't make
Bro,
sense?
he's a multi-millionaire. Why?
All right,
Yes.
so my argument to use is that you need to think deeper beyond, he looks good, he blah, blah, blah. You need to understand, again, Andrew Tate is not riding around in his Bugatti picking up women and taking them and sex trafficking them. That's not what he would be doing. If you are at his level, and the way I'm telling you, he could be tied into this in theory, right? This is just an example.
Yeah.
For instance, he has came out and publicly said that he has ties to mafia, and he has casinos that he owns and operates. So now I want you to ask yourself, okay, maybe Andrew Tate is not doing something like sex trafficking, but that does not mean that the other people that he's associated with in some level of business are also not doing that. And what if these mafia people are doing sex trafficking, whether they're cleaning the money through casino or some type of business or whatever, but that paper trail, his money is also linked to that. So now he is guilty as an accomplice, because there's a possibility that he might actually know that this is going on, but he still chooses to conduct business, and that is my point.
But like, okay, then tell me why. It's just, like you said, maybe he has like the mafia people, right? That does that. Then tell me why the media is trying to ruin his image. Like, what's the reason, bro?
Because
why are they
whenever you come out,
why do they hate him?
Bro, they hate him because
he's a millionaire. He's
not
rich.
because he's millionaire, bro. It's just because of like those people, like that video that we looked at earlier about like a lot of like feminists and different stuff like that. They hate the man, and it's also like he purposely puts himself. It's just, I think I sent you another video, bro. You're never gonna be relevant if everybody likes you, right?
Yeah,
like
true.
you have Grant Cardone he's a billionaire, and he's gotten to that level. Why? Because he says stuff that is outrageous sometimes. Gary Vee is the same thing. He just now Andrew Tate just took a different approach, and a very, very aggressive approach. So imagine if this dude has been saying, hey, like if you have a woman and you're paying for everything, she needs to make you fucking 2 cups of coffee no matter what, blah blah, and you should never ask me why you make 2 cups of coffee, blah blah blah. Okay, so if he says this, that's gonna piss people off, right? So now that he's losing,
but like the thing is, that's what
they're always gonna wait until you start losing, and once you start losing, then that's where their time when they can get on that and be like, boom, like look at that. That's why they're doing it. Now's their time. So hopefully it'll be wrong. Hopefully he did not do none of that stuff. It'll be proven that it was all like fabricated, it was BS or whatever, and then he'll be able to come out and he'll be able to shine on top. That's what we hope for. I hope for that, as long as he actually is not doing what is being put against him. If what he's doing comes true, and it comes that he has ties to that, then I think he deserves everything that comes with that.
Oh, for sure. I agree, 100%. Go ahead.
But yeah, what's about to say that? But then what's called I guess. I forgot my question again.
I think you have, and that's what I'm saying, bro. You have to learn to think beyond like just because you like the person. You can't idolize, bro. J. Cole came out with a song against a Kanye, like what was that, 2015 something, bro. He was basically, the song was talking about how people idolize other people, and you treat them like God or as if they're perfect, but in all actuality, they're human. They're bound to make mistakes, and there's possibilities that just because what you see on the surface, what you see in front of you on screen, does not necessarily mean that that's how these people operate in their day-to-day life. Everybody has demons. There's been a lot of really successful, very loved people that we've either seen through time or whatever, that they over here drugging women and doing whatever they're doing, or they doing this or they doing that. That's always come about. So you can't allow yourself to block out the possibility that this person could be in actuality a really bad person just because you like him to a certain extent.
I guess logically it doesn't make sense why they would do that, especially like, you know, but now I guess it makes sense, you know, maybe you have the ties like with like the fucking mafia people. Maybe it's just like logically it doesn't make sense, but you're rich. Like why do you need to traffic women? Why do you need to launder money, bro? Bro, Hustler University probably makes him millions, bro. Like his staff get paid $1 million, right?
For real, yeah. So he's in his bag, bro. For sure,
he's in his bag. So why does he need to like that? That's what they're trying to charge him on him.
And that's what I'm saying. Maybe he has really no influence in the business. Maybe he just guilty by accomplice. What I'm saying, maybe
association.
Those people who are doing business, that are doing that dirty business or whatever, like maybe he just has that casino, or he has whatever he has with these people, and they wash the money through that stream of income. That this is just an example. I'm not saying this is what I know, blah blah. Right? This is just an example.
Inside scoop.
This is just an example though of how they could be trying to wash the money, and then they say, "Oh damn, okay, well $1 million. Okay, so the money they sold the girl, whatever the case is, the money got washed through the casino, and here goes $1 million going into his account, so he's receiving some type of payment." Maybe really he don't know. That's a possibility.
It is a possibility.
Or maybe he's kind of like, look, y'all do y'all business, I get my money, whatever. I don't know what y'all doing over there, boom boom, but it's still he's guilty by association. There you go, not accomplice.
So do you think that's why he hasn't got sentenced yet? Maybe that's why they're trying to figure out, because
they gonna build the case, bro. They gotta build the case, and that's why I feel like
it makes sense though. Like
to me, you know, like it's I think to arrest somebody at his level, you know, with his type of, you know, the money that he has, I just feel like they have to have, I would assume they have to really have something, bro, to be
some type of evidence, some type of support to back it up.
Then why are they detaining him, bro? Why are they detaining him? What's the reason? Like
maybe because they know bro. That's what I'm saying.
Bro, there's literally linked to it.
There's literally some crypto brothers, right? These dudes, right? They had made like a whole software, and they had stolen like $13 billion, some astronomical number, a few billions of crypto, and they disappeared. So you know that this dude has a lot of connections. He goes all over the world at any time, and who knows where he could be. So you realize somebody with his level of power, who knows what he knows these mafia people. That man knows how to disappear and get off the grid, and you will never see him again. I promise you, he has that ability. I promise you, he has that ability.
For sure. So if you had the opportunity to see him right here, it's like, yeah, let's go ahead and get him. Like, even if we don't have supporting evidence, I mean, it's just...
No, I assume they have something that they feel confident to pull a trigger like that. Because, like, you know, when that happened, they came out and they're like, these two girls, supposedly, they're claiming that this and this and this. But this goes back to what I'm saying. He has a PR team. He pays people. There's people that are in place who they get paid to make sure his image look a certain way. It don't make sense why if these two girls are just saying, he tried to sex traffic us, he tried to do that. There's no reason that they would feel like they could go and just do what they did to him if it was not real, right?
I mean, that's what Vice did, you know that? That's what they literally fucking was called, you know. I'm pretty sure one of the Vice interviewers, right? They interviewed Andrew Tate, and like, you know, Andrew Tate was very like, you know, very nice to him, like, you know, it was hospitality, I guess, very good hospitality. Like, you know, they were just having a good time, and then my man came out with a documentary that made him look bad. Like literally, and he put there's a certified, like, I guess who's the people that work on like sounds?
I don't know.
Yeah, but like sound professionals, bro. Like, so like voice or something, right? And they created like a fake. The Vice people created like a fake voice, like Andrew Tate's voice, framing him, bro, which is crazy.
Oh, and they put the voice over his like mouth or face.
No. It's like, I don't know. They just created like a random like AI like voice, and like you can see it, bro. It's on YouTube. It's like I think it almost has like 1 million views. Dang. Like this certified guy, right? He like compared the sound like from like I don't know what it is, but yeah, it's just like the sound thingy, and then he compared it, and like it was different. So like compared to him, like actually speaking, and then like Andrew Tate with the AI or something.
All right, so I want to bring this
That's
perspective
possible,
too.
bro.
So like, I want to bring this perspective because like on that side, because both of you have good points. So, and also another perspective, like from the outside looking in, this could be also a situation to where like I don't know if y'all familiar with Emmett Till or whatever. So like, he pretty much got beat to death and all that because the story came out like blah blah blah. Yeah, he was whistling at a white woman and such and such, and she told, and then they police, the whole police brutality thing. So they beat him to death. But then like years and years and years later, she came out saying like, oh yeah, I didn't do it, blah blah blah. So it's like, well, this man's life is gone. Like, you feel me? Because you lied or you just trying to whatever. Like, I don't know. So I think both of y'all have good points. I don't know.
Like I said, bro, we'll see, bro. I hope, I would hope that, like, to your point, the dude has so much. That was my thought process. I was like, bro, this guy has so much money. There's no way he's out here doing something like this.
Doesn't have to.
Yeah, and the thing is, he came from rags to riches, Like, why would you want to?
But then it could be things like, bro, I got so much money, like, and like you were saying, he knows how to disappear probably. So he's like, man, I'm so rich, I don't have to worry about blah blah blah. I can just do whatever I want. And
maybe he thought he was just so detached from the business that whatever they had going on with their sex trafficking, that he just didn't think that it would ever catch up to him or whatever.
Come to him, yeah, man.
It can. That's what I'm saying, bro. I think it's deeper than just two girls claim that he tried to sex traffic them.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I think there's more to the situation.
Mm-hmm.
But this goes back to what I'm saying with like the Matrix and the controlling thing, and it's like, how do you feel about that? Because he's like, oh, okay, the Matrix is trying to suppress me, blah blah blah. Like,
especially the governments,
and not even necessarily governments, just these people that are like these top 1%, these people who make all the decisions for the everyday people. The people that you see in government are just puppets. They're just like puppets, but right? They're literally they're just the puppets. They're just like the figures that you see.
All right.
So it's like, what? So back to my point, like, what do you think about the whole? You have 3 lives that he's saying, and like, do you feel like he's truly being he's being framed for this? Is like all fabricated, or like, what do you think?
I feel like he has a good point. Dang. I feel like he has I don't want to say a good point, but a somewhat valid point with the 3 Live thing, because I've seen it like
it happened, bro.
People exposing Illuminati or something like that, and then like the video gets shut down, and then they'll keep trying to say something else, and then their page gets shut down, and then like all of a sudden they're gone missing, or we don't know what happened to them, and then like boom, they're dead, or something, stuff like that. So I want to say I agree fully with it, but it does make sense though, for sure. Whole suppressing thing, and then all that controlling.
What do you think about? I have a conspiracy theory. What if Andrew Tate is really like he's like a industry plant. Like, what if he was actually planned to be in the industry to like shake things up, and then they're doing everything that they're doing to him, and it's like a planned
like he's in it.
Yeah, like, he's in it. Like, he's top 1%.
I'm saying he's in it as far as like he's in it, like he's on to it, like what's going on.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, bro, because like, bro, he was a kickboxer. He was a champion kickboxer.
He has, bro.
Yes, now he does. But I'm just saying, bro, like he had a whole life, bro. His father, and everything. Like, bro, man was a champion kickboxer.
There's a lot of people who have a whole life. That don't mean that they can't be like, man, you know what? This guy got some influence. Come over here, man.
Let's talk to you, man. Let me
talk to you, buddy. Talk to you, man.
I mean, if he really cares about money, then he probably. Because like, imagine how much money you would make from that, bro.
Dang.
He did make a lot, bro. Yeah. That what they say online, his net worth is like $300 million. Dude's probably a billionaire, bro. Like, yeah. He's set. So what do you think, bro? Conspiracy right there. Like, what if he's in on the mix?
That's another possibility, bro.
Well, that's a heartbreaker, bro. If it ever gets exposed, then damn, bro. Like, what can you trust now? Especially for the young guys.
That's what's weird to me, bro. That's what makes me open to that possibility. Just because it's like out of nowhere, this dude pulls up, he grabs perfectly. He just perfectly grabs all the influence of all these dudes and all these people. And I mean, they basically are like following this dude like he's fucking God.
Right.
I mean, I guarantee you, bro, If he came out today and said, man, if you really want to be a man to get to your top testosterone level, go jump off a bridge into a cold lake of water. I guarantee you there would be at least 10,000 people on this planet that would jump into a fucking thing of water from a bridge.
Yeah.
What's the context?
My point is that I think I am actually open to that possibility. I just thought of it like literally right now, so like don't hold me to it. But I am a little bit open to that possibility. Like he could be in on the mix, bro.
You never know, fam. And like they say though, like even just speaking about conspiracy theories, like they still say like Takeoff's alive and Michael Jackson, Tupac.
I know that nigga dead, bro.
Who?
Takeoff.
All of them?
Who else you say?
Michael
Tupac?
Jackson.
Michael Jackson, them, bro, I don't know about them. Yeah, they got some interesting stories. Like Tupac is like, it's like interesting when you hear like the stories of how the person who examined his body, like they tried to pay him to do some weird stuff, like that, and that's a little, that stuff, yeah, it's questionable, but it still goes back to my motive of like, you know, like why, you know, like what would make them fake Tupac's death, you know?
Too much fame.
Good question.
I don't.
Like, what's the point of faking your death?
Like too much influence.
I just don't see that. I just don't see. I think people entertain it because it's interesting, but even like the Takeoff, was it Takeoff that passed away?
Yeah.
R.I.P. my man Takeoff. But
Yes, sir.
I feel like the truth is, bro, is just like that situation with him was the result of niggas with too much money, and they got into it because the dice game went south, and it was something about $100K dice game or something, and you know, you got a bunch of dudes who probably came from nothing, now they got big money, and you obviously don't want to walk, you don't, but losing $100K gonna hit some, you know, if you're a multimillionaire, you finna lose $100K, my fault. You already know you're gonna be like tight, and that's why what happened. They ain't know he's off somewhere in Mexico, somewhere, bro. That man gone, bro.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
And that's where with the Tupac thing, it's like I watched a documentary, or it was like a TV show, and it was showing how like things seemed weird and all this different stuff. But at the same time, I'm just like, bro, like he was in a lot of beefs, like bro, like Tupac was like that dude, bro. He was like #1 at that time, so it's like. Whatever beef he had going on, I think he was like in a beef with some people at the club. Long story short, whatever. Like I think his shit could literally just be the result of some niggas just pulled up and just lit on him, bro. Like that's just what it is, bro. When you're playing tough guy, you're doing whatever you're doing, you're putting this image into the world. Like that same energy is bound to come back to you, whether it's right at this very moment or it's somewhere down the line. So. I think that's just the result of that, and that's what I'm saying. Sometimes these situations, I feel like people overlook into it, or they don't look into it deep enough. And with the Andrew Tate stuff, I was just giving a conspiracy, like, hey, man, what if? Just because, bro, like that man's influence is so powerful, bro. And like, do you realize, like, I'm telling you, man, his influence is huge, bro.
And he's using it for the good, because like you can see by how he changed up his tone and everything now. Like he's actually trying to help out the, you know, what's called the young men, but he's also making a lot of money because he's also still telling them to join the real world AI or something, which is like, you know, a new hustler university. So like, you know, he's making money, but I guess he's also providing value to the young people. So like, so is he bad or good?
Who knows?
I think, you know, to your point, like to debunk the conspiracy, I think that he has added a lot of value in different ways. I think it's good that he's trying to rework his image. My issue is that some of the things that you've already put out into the world to try to get yourself to where you're that viral, I feel like that's the issue. Is that, like I talked to you earlier, there's literally kids who are so simple, even people around our age or older that are so simple-minded and they're so weak. There's people that are so weak and so simple-minded that they literally, if this man says anything, they take it too serious. They take it straight as it, you know, as he's saying it. So there's people, and that's why I think he, you know, this is my argument about the whole puppet masters, no freedom of speech. And I'm happy that we had that conversation earlier, because I feel like I can simplify this whole idea of, you know, how they try to suppress people. Look at Kanye and Twitter. This is a prime example, right? Kanye goes on Twitter and they let him back on, and what does he do? He posts the Nazi flag.
That was crazy, bro.
So it's crazy to you, and people are like, oh, okay, yeah, get this guy off the platform. Like, this is like a hate crime. This could be endangering people. But then it's like, there's people who are like, okay, well, what about freedom of speech? right? So then when you tie this to Andrew Tate, he's like, oh, they're taking away my freedom of speech. Well, you have to ask yourself, right? Imagine if Kanye posted that flag and now some Nazi dudes feel like they have some type of support again or something like that within the world. So now they feel comfortable and they go shoot up a school or they go shoot up a Jewish church because Kanye is posting this type of content out there. You would say, okay, yeah, that's crossed the line. That needs to be suppressed, right?
Yeah, but the thing is Andrew Tate doing that, bro? Like, is he telling
so
the men to,
I'm not about to tie it in
abuse?
for you. So now, when this little kid, right, that sees this video from Andrew Tate saying, if I'm the breadwinner and I tell my girl, not even girl, if I tell my bitch to make me 2 cups of coffee, don't need to be no fucking question. She need to go make my fucking coffee. And now, when that little boy takes that information and looks at his mom and say, "Bitch, make me a sandwich." Now you have to ask yourself: is this going too far? What is the is this is there's a difference between just the freedom of speech of that, and now the influence that you have on the people has a negative impact and could cause hate and harm to the world around you. And that's where I feel like with the whole platform, the being deplatformed and stuff like that, it's like I told you earlier, what if him being taken off of Instagram and YouTube is literally just like
everything at the same time, bro.
Imagine the CEO goes to you. I want you to think you're the CEO of YouTube and you're seeing this happen and you're seeing the repercussions of you allowing this guy on your platform because you're getting feedback that or you're seeing videos of people being just kids or whatever being completely disrespectful or not even just kids, some even adults just being completely disrespectful because of some of the things that this guy is saying, the way that they're treating different people in the world, right? And imagine you go to the dude, you run YouTube, and you go to him, you're, hey man, like, look, I understand, like you want to, this is your image and freedom of speech and all that, but hey, can you just tone down with creating this type of content because this is the influence that it's having on the people, and here's the result of that. And then, so what is he gonna do now? He goes back on his platform, and he's like, yeah, the puppet masters, the Matrix is trying to suppress me, but realistically, bro, they have a platform to run, they have a business to run, and they're going to take in certain repercussions if they allow that type of stuff to live on their platform.
Yeah, but the thing is, like,
so now it's bigger than just your freedom of speech, because now if some dude feels empowered to go to his teacher and smack the fuck out of her or do whatever because this guy says it, then there's an issue with that.
That's true.
So now the content that and there's guidelines and content creation that you have to stay within so that you do not get a strike or whatever on YouTube. So maybe he's making good content talking about, yeah, men need to hit the gym, get your testosterone level. All that stuff is great. But what about the bad parts where he's saying, yeah, bitch go make me a sandwich, bitch go do this, bitch go do that. And now you're seeing videos. I've seen videos online of fucking people being like in their classrooms chanting Andrew Tate, Andrew Tate, Andrew, fuck you teacher, blah, blah, blah.
Damn.
I've seen that type of shit is out there. And that's what I'm saying, that you because you like him, you're neglecting that side of him that is out there, still out there. And I don't feel like the Matrix is truly suppressing him.
I feel like that's just the power of
at
influence.
least from but that's creating hate within the world. That's a hate crime, bro. That's a hate crime.
And he saw that he was changing, and then they silenced him, all of them at the same time. Like he knew like it was having a bad impact on the kids and the young men. So he changed it up. But before he could change it up, he was changing his message, how he talked. Even Piers Morgan, like when he went to the interview with him, like the podcast with him or something, he changed it. And he was changing it, and then now, boom, all of them banned at the same time. Now he can't talk.
Dang.
I still feel like that's just you put yourself in that position and you said whatever you said. That is the repercussion. Just because, right? Like if you go and kill him and then you start, they come arrest you and they put you on trial 6 months later for killing him, and you walk in there, I found God, I found Jesus, blah blah blah. Guess what they gonna say? Life, nigga.
Yeah, but the thing is,
right. So I feel like that's a prime example of you. Just because you coming out here and you saying, yeah, you need to tell your woman, man, this and that and this and that, and then you want to come back later and be like, okay, I'm a good little boy now. Nah, nigga, that's not how that works, bro. That's not how that works.
Yeah, but the thing is,
that's not how that works, bro. That's not how that works.
But like, bro, he even said it himself. He did
we
not.
spent the whole podcast on Andrew Tate, bro.
That's cool, fam.
But like,
it's cool. It's cool. Let it be.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead, man. Oh, you finna say something? Oh, my bad. Yeah, we could save the last one for the next opener. That topic 5. Save that for the next episode opener.
Let me make this one last point, bro, and I'm done. And we go next.
We're kind of covering topic 4 now, actually.
Yeah, how they take advantage of people.
Yeah.
So we got that done.
And do they really care about you? Yeah, I like that.
So we gotta do 2 and 3, I think.
Let's go. I'm ready.
Straight.
Go ahead. What's your point?
Like y'all gonna say, bro, it's like it's two sides to a coin always, bro, and it's like he could be good, but at the same time, like you said, the bad stuff. But then, like, of course, the media is gonna manipulate you in a certain way.
He's human. This is my point. Back when I was talking
sure.
about J. Cole and Kanye West and all that. We can't. It's like abstract art, bro. Like he should be putting content out there how he does, and you can take what you like, and then you can disagree whatever you want, whatever your opinion. At the end of the day, doesn't matter. He's what he is. What he is. He's gonna put it out there, but we can't sit here and act like the Matrix is suppressing you when really, in all actuality, you are just not following the guidelines of what you're expected to follow like any other content creator.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
just because you get to this huge level and you have this huge impact does not mean that those rules should bend or you not be influenced or be affected by these things. Now, I know that there's certain people where in certain situations, in certain groups of people, where you see that it seems like they get away with more than what they should. Like, you have your streamer girls who are wearing, they're showing all their stuff on stream.
Man.
I understand
3D
all
man.
that, but we're talking about people who have 100,000 influence, you showing your titties online and all that. And then we're talking about a dude who has the whole world watching him and has millions upon millions of people so fucking persuaded to think a certain way. And if that is okay, but if that is producing a hate into the world and a negative impact towards people, then that is a issue.
And that's why the puppet masters had to step in, bro, because he had too much influence.
Bro, he broke the rules, bro. I feel like he just broke the rules, bro. He just broke the rules.
I mean, even like what I was just saying before the camera cut off. Even like when manipulating the kid, like I don't say kids, but like the younger folks, younger generation, like bro, you can tell these kids anything. Like you can tell them the sky's green, and they're gonna believe it's green.
And that's why he changed up his message. Like
but it's still, I think his bad messages are still out there.
But,
so like even if he's putting out like, oh yeah, man,
that's what I'm saying. You can't go back on that, bro. You can't go back on. You can try through. I think it takes time. Like when you look at a thing like Chris Brown and Rihanna, or all these different situations with even XXXTentacion before he died. Like these people, they said they did a lot of bad things. Right? They had a bad past. Yes, they tried to work on their image, but it takes time. Just because you upload one video and say, "Hey, I'm sorry, I said this," blah blah blah, right? Like it doesn't matter though. There's still all this fire behind you that you've already built up.
It's still
and I disagree with your point with him saying if he did say like I didn't expect to blow up like this bad, there's no way that is fucking lies, because he sat there on his platform and told
he was gonna blow up.
Bro, he sat there on his platform and told the people who were on his platform, take my content, remix it and repost it. He planned to take over the world, and I don't blame him because it's genius. Nobody is blown up the way that he's blown up. But what my only argument, bro, is you can't be mad that this happened to you when this was bound to happen. There's rules and regulations in place. You have to follow that, and those rules should not bend to you. Is it fair that this little Twitch girl can show her tits online and she gets away with it? No, it's not fair. But she also has, a few little horny boys that can't get none watching her. You have the whole world, and if these kids are going to school, they're going to their girlfriends, they're going to their wives, they're going to all their loved ones, and they're saying all this outlandish stuff, potentially creating harm in the world and potentially maybe even hurting. Imagine a dude who has an abusive history, and now he's seeing Andrew Tate and he's saying like, yeah, man, tell her, blah, blah, blah. Right. And imagine if that girl that you're with, you told her, yeah, bitch, go make me a sandwich, and she said no, and then you got him and smacked the shit out of her. Now, and that's what I'm saying, is that deep that you have to be thinking about what is the true influence of how this guy is putting stuff into the marketplace.
I agree with you.
It's very hard,
That's
bro.
good.
It's very hard because like, is it Andrew Tate's fault, or is it the guy for being mentally unstable? Is it his fault?
Both.
Because he's not pushing. Maybe his old message, like he was pushing it. Now he's not. I just keep going back to it now, bro. Like,
but it's just like
he
they
knows-
say when the
he knows
internet
you
first
realize
came. Just when the internet first came out, what would you always get taught in school? Whenever they'd be like, whatever you put onto
Yep.
online, it's always gonna be there.
out there.
That videos, those statements, those clips are always gonna be there.
It
They're
doesn't matter
always
if
gonna
you
be
delete it,
circulating.
if your friends delete it, if your page gets deleted, somebody's gonna have it.
And my argument to that, the fact that the Matrix is not suppressing him, I literally can go on my Instagram right now, on my old or on my YouTube and on my old Shorts feed, and can scroll, and an Andrew Tate video will pop up because he was what was my algorithm was feeding me the last time I was on that page.
Yeah.
If the Puppet Masters really wanted to suppress him, we have the technology. There is the technology out there that the second you upload a video, just like how when COVID was happening and they were trying to suppress COVID because we know that was fake.
All right.
They have technology in place. If they wanted him to be completely gone, then there would not be whole algorithm chains that feed you only Andrew Tate. If the Matrix really wanted him gone, the Puppet Masters really wanted him gone, the second somebody would upload a video, it would be instantly black. It would either be not listed for some type of weird reason, or it would be listed on your page and it would get 0 views, 0 traction. But why? Yet YouTube still has an algorithm chain of just straight Andrew Tate videos. What does that mean? That means that he's not being suppressed.
But
They probably came to him and said, look, you're creating this type of content, you need to stop because it's having this type of influence. So what did he do? He came back, he said, oh, they're trying to suppress me. Boom, he keeps making content. Boom, they took him off the platform.
But
you're trying to change your image last minute.
Isn't TikTok owned by China though? It's not.
I'm not talking
by
about TikTok. I'm talking about YouTube. I'm talking about all these other
TikTok
places.
is where he blows up. He blew it up.
He blew up on. Okay, you're talking about them. He's still on YouTube. He's still on Instagram feed. He's still on all these other platforms.
I still think they're gonna make money regardless.
Man.
They want to make money regardless. They don't care if he's bad or good. They're gonna make money. So I don't even think it's on the platform.
And this is why I'm saying this
YouTube makes money from them, and
this leads to what I had written down about. Do you really think the Puppet Masters care, or is this just something that in today's influence are taking advantage of? And I feel like, I love my man Iman Gotzi. He'll probably never see this, but I love you, Iman Gotzi. But he was one of the first big ones I feel like that got exposed for trying to take advantage of that wave, realizing that there's a lot of weak-minded young men out here, and that people can get fed this whole matrix stuff, and people will fall for it and they'll take it. And he's one of the first ones that got really, one of the biggest ones I'll say, that got really exposed for creating this whole image. He did a whole campaign, a whole YouTube run of content and creation and all the whole campaign trying to say, yeah, they're trying to do this, they're trying to do that. He created all this content, he put it out, and he was like, you guys got to go watch it because there's a chance they might take it down, the Puppet Masters. And he actually
took on the video himself.
He privated the videos himself instead of actually deleting them. And people found, they were like, no, if a video got deleted by YouTube, it would look like this, not like this. And he had to come out and make a public statement saying that he lied and this and this and this and yada yada yada. And that is one of the first bigger influencers I would say that shows that they're taking advantage of people, man. They're no different than you are. They are playing that demographic of people. They're playing them just like a Puppet Master, bro. They know it.
Yeah.
Level, bro.
And this is where I lead to the whole do you really think that these influencers really? Do you, honest to God, think that these Puppet Masters really care about you? Or do you think I think that they laugh honestly at these types of arguments, type of stuff like Andrew Tate, because they don't care, man. They're getting their money, man.
Exactly.
And this is why I bring up the conspiracy theory about Andrew Tate, because about maybe he's in on it, because you realize the whole time we're even sitting here talking about this type of stuff, bro, there's a whole war going on with Russia and Ukraine. There's all these battles over oil and resources and there's all these bigger issues in the world. That's what the Puppet Masters care about. The people who run this world that we live in, that's what they care about, bro. They don't care about some misogynistic dude talking about, yeah, bitch, go make me a sandwich, blah blah blah. That's only the people who run the platforms that care about it, because they have shareholders. They run this as a company. They have people that are looking at them like, why are you allowing this dude to be on this platform and have this type of influence on the kids? The people who run the whole world, they don't give a flying fuck about Andrew Tate. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about nothing that any of us are trying to do with your lives. They don't care if you're trying to become a millionaire or billionaire, because they know they're going to tax the shit out of you anyways and get their bread regardless. They don't care about none of that.
No. They're just controlling the show.
So now you have to ask yourself, can you really trust the YouTubers and the people that are in front of you that are feeding you this content? Because in all actuality, they're trying to put this image in that the puppet masters do care and that the 1% do care, when in all actuality, they don't give a fuck.
They don't, bro.
You know what?
I agree with that.
You know what? I feel like, you know what I think now, bro? I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like maybe Andrew Tate is just a screen, or like, you know, like just like a noise or like a blur for like the fucking Ukraine war or something, or like the Russian war.
Bro, yeah, they do that all the time.
I don't even know. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like the Russian, it's still going
That's
on.
what I'm
like,
saying, bro.
No one knows.
But is that what we're talking about in the news? No, we're not talking about.
We're talking about Andrew Tate getting.
We're talking about Andrew
arrested.
Tate getting taken off the platform.
Right.
Yeah.
They do that, bro. It's been happening for years, bro, all the time. They'll like literally be like news about to slip the surface, or like something bad going on in the world, or something like tragic, but then something else will just pop up on top of that. Yeah, man, this content creator, blah, 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 the whole Andrew Tate situation, or any other situation that's ever been online. It's like, bro, they're just gonna cover it up, cover this up, and just show us what they want to show us.
Exactly. That's my point, bro. That's my point. I'm
That's
done.
my
Bye.
point.
So my last, I guess, question would
Said I
be
won.
like, you know, so looking at all that, like, what do you think is honestly real in life? You know, this is kind of a more broad question, I guess, to a certain extent, but you know, everybody, you know, these influencers, you know, they tell you, okay, you can be a crypto millionaire, all these get rich quick schemes, and you know, this about, you know, all the Andrew Tate stuff. What is the realistic part of life that people need to realize with all this stuff?
I think you. I'll go ahead. My bad. I was like, what was I gonna say? I think you pretty much covered it too. Like as you were ending the other sentence, bro. It's like, bro, they don't care, bro. They're gonna control what they can control, pretty much everything, and like put whatever in front of you, and you're gonna believe it, and that's all you're gonna be able to see because they're covering up everything. So it's kind of like once you realize that and try to snap out of that matrix or whatever, it's like you realize there's so much more going on in the world. Like, look at eggs, bro. Eggs are like $10 now, bro, but nobody's talking about that. Everybody's talking about like, oh, this person, like even Blueface and Krishan, like everybody's talking about them, bro. Everybody's talking about that, but nobody's talking about like, I don't know, world hunger or
I
all
think
these
it's also
homeless
just because like people don't care that much. They act like they care, and they don't really care about like there are people that care, like, you know, they go to like Ukraine to help them out, but like it's like very little.
Yeah.
Of like the just population.
But it's like, do they not care because they don't realize that this is going on? You know, it's like the thing with like Tesla and our phone batteries and stuff, you know, like there's been more and more stuff coming out showing videos of like people in these third world countries using they're around the shit that goes into your phone, and they got no masks on, they ain't got no gloves on, bro. Like they in the trenches, like mining this stuff in third world countries to make Teslas and phones and all this different modern day technology that we want. And it's like, okay, boom, it's that type of content is not that popular. There's become more people talking about it.
Right.
But, you know, people, I don't know if people just don't care or if it's just it just doesn't get pushed enough.
I
Or
can
you
tell
just
you what
get
it is, bro. I can tell you what it is.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I can tell you what it is right now, fam. And it's gonna solve your whole question, everything, bro. On the flip side, bro, it's like all these problems going on. We know they're covering up everything. They know, you know, whatever. The question is, what can we actually do about it? Example, like world hunger. What can I do right now? When I wake up in the morning, what can I do for world hunger?
You ain't never heard about the man who fed 1 billion people?
Talking about Mr. Beast?
Talking about Jesus, nigga?
Nah, bro. There's this like farmer. I learned about it a long time in school. I forget the dude's name, but there's this farmer dude, and basically like there's like a wheat shortage or something, and this dude basically like he came up with taking wheat from one side of the planet and another side of the planet, and he basically mated the plants together and created a type of wheat that was able to live in like really harsh conditions. So that was just like a joke kind of example that just turned into like a scientific fact type shit. But I think what was your question, honestly?
What can we do?
What can we do about
when you wake up in the morning? What can you do about a global like catastrophe? Like, what can you do about it? That's where a lot of people are at.
That's
like,
hard.
Like, what can you do about it?
Question.
I mean, like as it's happening, or when you look at things like world hunger and all this different stuff, Elon Musk has came out and said like the thing with energy right? Like he had said these super big, massive energy plants that there's a few of them in the world or something. He was like, yeah, if we had 20 of these, we'd have enough electricity for the whole planet.
Wow.
And it's like you start thinking about it, and then you realize that, to your point with these puppet masters, they don't care, right? Like nobody cares about these poor little African kids that are dying, you know, like statistically every few minutes or something because they don't have nothing to eat. Just nobody really cares about it, right? We care about the fact that I have this fucking nice ass American Eagle hoodie on,
nice color,
and I'm gonna go hop into my nice little diesel truck, and you know, we don't really think about everything that goes into getting built to create that stuff. But what I will say is, there's not really that much I feel like you can change as an individual, you know, at this very moment.
Yeah,
you gotta be ambitious if you want to change, bro. You gotta be ambitious.
When you look at when you look at
like
certain billionaires and people who have, you know, resources with money that they can sink into these third world countries, and there are some good billionaires out there that have sank money into doing different things happening, but you know, nothing obviously happens overnight.
Yeah.
So I think for us day to day, if you're just an average person and you don't care, then you know, just keep learning about Blueface smacking his girl and getting pregnant and, you know, all that different shorty stealing cars and whatever she got going on. And, you know, but for these people who they do want to make that change, then I think it's just up to you to, you know, either develop a community or, you know, get your income to the level where you have the ability to either sink money into these legit programs that are actually trying to help these people, or develop your own program and bring awareness to it and do whatever, like missionary work, and there's different stuff like that.
Try to get a sponsor or you know, whatever.
You said so on the topic. You said what is the meaning of life? Basically, right? What is the meaning of life?
Not necessarily the meaning of life. When I say what is the real in life, I just wrote it down as a bullet point. But like, with these whole influencers and all this other crazy stuff, like, what do people need to realize, in your opinions, what do people need to realize about today's influencers, and how should they operate? Let me read the whole thing just so I make sure I get it right. You know, like, everybody gets fed. It's kind of like your point with the business stuff, or maybe you said, oh, if everybody owns a business, you know, like, who's going to do the work, blah, 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 right? So it's like everybody, Andrew Tate talked about this, and I appreciated his video. He made a video, and he was like, oh, like, everybody thinks that you can be a crypto millionaire, and everybody thinks that everybody's going to live in Dubai and all this stuff. Like, people don't realize, like, there's people out here that there's going to have to be plumbers. There's going to have that are scooping shit out of the fucking pipe. There has to be people who are, you know, doing the electricity in your house so that we can have these lights on and all these mic stuff going. So it's like, but I think it's unfortunate that there's a lot of people wasting time instead of working towards something that they can control, or like certain goals that are more real, not necessarily realistic. Anything can be realistic, but it's like you can't just sit here and keep waiting for like all this other shit to come that might not actually come. But then we have all these influencers. I'm not gonna drop names because I don't want us to get no hate, but there's a lot of influencers that are like, oh yeah, here's this get rich quick scheme, here's this get rich quick scheme, sign up for this $1 million, you know, this $1,000 Patreon, and you'll learn to get this, you'll learn to get that. And it's like, it doesn't even matter sometimes whether those people put the same amount of effort into the business. There's also a factor of like time and opportunity that presents itself during that time. Like, look at the Johnny dude. He capitalized off of drop shipping. You will not be able to capitalize off of that easy level of drop shipping ever again. That was an opportunity that presented itself at that very moment to be able to sell products and make a killing very easily with very little work. That opportunity is no longer here. If you want to survive in that space, you basically have to develop an actual whole brand. So, but there's people who are still sitting here paying all this money to Patreons and shit to learn how to be, you know, do all these different side hustles and all this shit that's supposed to make you rich overnight. And then you gonna look up, I promise you, time will always tell. You're gonna look up a few years from now and it's gonna be like, damn. So it's like, if you don't learn, and if you're not like I feel like if you don't know how to innovate or take something that somebody puts in front of you and say, how can I make this better? Then I feel like you won't survive. So what do these people need to realize?
Well, they need to realize that, you know, it's not easy, that's for sure. And to stop, listening to influence, bro, that's 100%. Because like most of my ideas that I got, you know, that made me want to get rich quick was like from watching these influencers. They were like, yeah, man, you can start Shopify for $500, and then, you know, and you can make $100K. It's not that easy. Yeah. No. And so, you know, what's good? You need to make sure your mindset is where you create something legit, bro. Like legit, like, you know, trash hauling.
And think for yourself.
Yeah, think for yourself too.
think for yourself.
Take advice, like, have like a little bit of I guess take advice from them, but not all of them. Just like have your own thought.
Yeah, I say here. Like, I agree.
Innovate.
Hear what they say, and then I say do your research into the space. Before I decided to do junk hauling or starting my hauling business, I spent 2 whole weeks looking into everything e-commerce, basically that was already out there, and. The difference was like I wasn't like, oh, okay, I can become a millionaire off of making drop shipping and then sink my money into it. No, I was literally like not only like one thing was what was it called, Airbnb arbitrage, where it's basically like there's this girl, she's still popping, making bread, bro, selling fake courses. Jeez. But she was like, yeah, I have Airbnb and that I don't own the property, I just get a contract with the person and I boom. So you know what I did? I was watching her YouTube video and stuff, and I was like, she said she buys in this. She said she buys all her Airbnbs in this state. Let me look her up.
Right.
I found her fucking page. Man, she got some properties. Ain't none of them booked.
Dang.
I'm saying she got all these properties. She's supposedly making all this money, but you know where she's making money? These stupid people that she's doing paid promotion to and that are buying her $500 course.
Wow.
Crazy.
And she's getting hundreds of thousands of views. She has videos with 50,000 likes. Imagine if only 10% of those people buy that $500 course thinking that it's possible just because they did not do, hey, you know what she says? I found her company that she does Airbnb on and everything, deep dived her shit and was looking. You can see on Airbnb the calendar and see how booked their stuff is. None of her shit was booked.
Dang.
A weekend here, a day there,
right.
Not no full maxed out. You making thousands every single month like she tries to make it seem online. It's fake influencers and these people making bread off of them and people watching it. You gonna watch it and you gonna think this shit easy, like it's overnight, and I promise you it's not.
Man.
And that's the difference, and that's why I'm saying if you don't change your mind and you don't actually if you don't spend the time to really deep dive it, imagine you spend 6 months slaving at your job to get 10 grand and you like, man, I got 10 grand, I'm feeling good, I want to hop into a business, and then the first person that makes a nice little video, it's well constructed, that says, hey, buy my $10,000 course and you'll learn to be a millionaire, you give them your 10 bands and you don't actually learn anything, and you're gonna be like, damn, let it sink. Let it sink.
Sheesh. Let that mug breathe out. That was good, bro. Dang. Then you just gotta go back to work.
You gotta go back to work and being a slave. But then you're still. But what's crazy is that you're still getting fed by. You're still gonna go watch your YouTuber, and he's gonna say, "Man, the Matrix is suppressing you. You need to wake up. You need to wake up and smell the roses. The Matrix is trying to suppress you and stop you from becoming the best of you."
Let's go outside, bro.
You're getting suppressed from being the best you possible. What you need to do right now is continue to sign up for my monthly course. You paid $10,000 and you missed that first opportunity. But here's another opportunity. All you got to do is pay me $100 a month, and you'll be able to learn to be the best you possible. So you can go ahead and click that link in the bio right now. Usually I charge $100, but for you guys right now, for the next 30 days, I'll be giving a 50% discount.
And
that's what they do.
And they're like, oh man, I'm saving.
And y'all niggas getting finessed.
Yeah. It's all, man, I'm saving $50. I'm saving $50, but no, you're spending $50.
Yeah, man.
You're not saving anything. You're still spending. So it's like,
but you can't lie. There are some good knowledge that's worth the money.
For sure, yeah.
But it's hidden underneath all the people that's like just finessing like all these, like you said, fake courses and like just fluffed up courses that have nothing in them. It's just
because
like,
they think it's easy. That's why, right?
Yeah.
So most of the population think it's very easy to be a fucking millionaire.
Yeah.
And y'all gonna have, like I said, time will tell. You're gonna have a harsh reality. You're gonna wake up 5-10 years from now, and
why am I still living at my mom's house?
There you go. Why are you still a slave?
Dang.
To whatever reality you're a slave to. So yeah, that's my take on it, right?
So yeah, man, y'all comment below y'all's views on Andrew Tate, Puppet Masters. What else?
What do you think about the Matrix, bro?
Yeah, the Matrix, bro.
Do you think it's real? Do you think it's just like, do you think it's just fake?
I think it's real.
I think that the Matrix is real, bro.
Conclusion, I think definitely the Matrix is real. I just don't think the Matrix targets what people think it targets. Mm-hmm. And that's just what you're led to believe. So in conclusion, y'all, go ahead, like, subscribe, comment. Thank you for joining us today on this week. If there's anything that you guys want us to cover, talk about, whatever, go ahead, leave it in the comments, show some love, show some support, and we appreciate you guys. Would y'all got anything to say before you click the magic button, my brother?
I ain't got nothing else to say, man.
I got something to say, bro.
Uh-oh.
Stop thinking you can get rich fast, bro. Get out of that fucking mindset, bruh. I'm out. Peace. Bro, fucking things.